What's going on, guys? Well, you're. This is like week 2. We start off goofing off. I'm Danny Cruz.
I'm Chellez Reign.
They probably think, yo, these motherfuckers is high as shit.
No,
We're not high, I promise.
straight edge, baby.
Welcome to another episode of WBW Unfiltered.
I get told.
Yes, Warrior Breed Wrestling. It is on our website. Well, we actually tweaked up the logo since the last time. So, anyway, hence the purple wall, the purple background. I know right now it kind of looks blue, but it's actually purple. Anyway, this is, what is this, episode 3? 1, 2, 3? No, 4. Episode 4. This is part 3, the finale of the professionalism thing. As always, to all the little kids and parents, viewer discretion is advised. Put the babies to bed. They got school in the morning anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, anyway, we're going to jump right into it. We did mention that we was going to bring this up the last video. It's only right that we actually keep to our word in reference to, what do you call it?
Moveset?
Moveset.
I call it XX, square, circle, triangle.
Listen, I'm gonna just throw her name out there because she mentioned it earlier, and I already no, she knows. Raven Knight, you mentioned moveset, and I told you don't ever say moveset. Don't worry, this isn't a dig at you. It's a funny moment. I've said this before in general. Because
it's only funny because
it's how it's being said. It's not
It's
you.
an inside joke,
right,
about something that happened a while ago.
Right. It was in reference to a match, and the question was, "What's your moveset?" So obviously we understand.
Look at you, shameless plug.
WarriorBreedWrestling.com, event tumblers, 12 ounce. That's what we do. Don't ask me what's in it. I think it's Dr. Pepper.
I think.
Tastes like something else. Anyway,
so
yeah, it's in reference to movesets. We get the reference. We get what is it that you like to do. We understand what you're saying. It's just
like to do
how it's being said. It's like moveset. Right away, we think video games. You know, up, up, down, down, and you know all the crazy codes.
Well, when you're creating your character on 2K,
right, it's what it's called. A moveset.
You build your moveset.
Right.
So when I got that question asked to me a long time ago, well, not a long time ago, a few years back, I kind of just stood dumbfounded because initially I'm trying to be nice, right? I was trying to be nice, so I didn't want to go, what the fuck video game are we playing? Because that to me was crazy. I'd rather be like, I don't want to know what moves you like to do. I want to know what moves you're good at doing, because I don't want you to drop me on my ass or on my head or hurt me because you would like to do a fucking sharpshooter and you can't, you'll break my legs. I'd like to do that, but can you do that?
Anyway.
Fucking bananas. You eat bananas like a monkey.
Fucking what?
Anyway, whole thing.
That's all right. It's gone. So anyway,
let's not talk about the ring ding story.
Listen, I can fit a ring ding in my mouth. Pause. I'm too old for the pauses. I have a big mouth. It is what it is. Anyway, so we're going on movesets. Again, we get the reference. We get what you're asking. We get it. I think just the word moveset, it sounds funny because, again, right away we think video game. One of the reasons why we put this under professionalism is like what she said. We have a lot of young talent, and I say young because it's usually within the younger generation, upstart talent that want to do all of these great moves that they've seen on TV or that they've seen others do in training, and they want to do it too. The problem with that is if they don't train enough, or they don't really train at all for whatever reason, but still get booked, the chances of them injuring themselves or somebody else is a lot higher. I think anybody in the business can agree to that.
I think the whole thought process of moveset is that you get comfortable just doing a certain amount of moves, and then that's what you stick to. Like, you don't grow from that process and that thought process. Like, this is my moveset. I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. And then there's never like easy, the conversation about transition never takes place. So it's like, I'm going to hit you with this move. And then how I'm going to set it up, I'm just going to toss you into the next corner and then hit you with that move. Like, there's no easy transition that it just flows into one move after the other. There's no work into it. So it's like, you're going to do these moves, I'm going to do that move. And we're going to set it up here and we're going to set it there. And most times it comes off of the corner or off the ropes. It's never we were working each other in the ring and just went into the move. You know what I mean?
Well, again, the whole idea behind that, it's making it make sense. Right. See, for some of you guys who are watching, who are younger, you look at me like I'm some old dirtbag.
You're not old, Papa.
No, I'm not old, but the old school way is basically taught to work a body part. It makes it easier.
Every time.
Excuse me. It makes what?
The burping. I always have to mention it.
I don't know what's in there. I'm sorry.
It's not even that. You always do that little. Like, what is that?
I don't know. So my body's telling me, hey, be careful. So basically, I was always trained to work a body part. One of the people I reference a lot, and I share a lot of his videos and his matches, is Bret Hart. Now, I know we try to stay away from the mainstream names, but we're not getting paid for this. This is just sharing information.
We're shooting the shit.
Right. How you choose to interpret what we say is completely and totally up to you. If you misinterpret it, if you get caught up in your feelings, that's on you. So, anyway, I share a lot of Bret Hart matches. But obviously there's a lot of other technicians that you can study from. Sadly, it's not a lot of women, because we understand that the female talent coming up, they weren't used and showcased the way the men were. So that we understand. However, working a body part, it's unisex. So a knee, an arm, an elbow, a neck, a back, men and women have the same body parts. Bigger, smaller, longer, shorter, don't matter. So working a body part, or kind of transitioning into chain wrestling. Chain wrestling is the foundation. Those of us who have been around, those of us who, are continuously training, I'm sure you guys hear this. Chain wrestling is the foundation to every match, because it sets up that level of dominance and the skills before the high spots. You're warming up to each other. You're feeling each other out. Even if you've wrestled this person 1,000 times, who knows? Maybe that 1,001 time, it may just be a little different. Okay? So you're feeling each other out the first few minutes. And again, if you practice the chain wrestling part, the transitions, the maneuvers, hold to hold, you're saving your body a lot of pain in the future. Ask any vet who's grizzled and beat up. They tell you right away, save your bumps. If you don't have to bump 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds into your match, don't. Because if you want to have a longer career, people who have long careers are usually the ones who understand how to go from A to B without having to jeopardize or put their body through a shit ton of punishment. One thing that has become very predictable in the world of wrestling, whether indie or mainstream, is you can kind of tell, for example, the mainstream, you can kind of tell when a commercial break is coming.
The diving through
because
the
they dive, they shit can somebody out the ring and then dive onto the outside, and that is the cue
to go to commercial.
Go to commercial. Now in the indies, we don't have that. We don't have that. So diving 90 seconds into your match, it's like we're dealing with an audience that has a short attention span as it is. So especially if you're in the middle of the card somewhere, you're like match 3 or 4 just before an admission, 9 times out of 10, you are probably repeating what the first 2 or 3 matches already did. Sometimes, I guess we don't realize that we do it almost the exact same way. So if they've seen it 2, 3, by the 4th time, they're not interested. And I share this because a lot of guys and a lot of girls, they do this often.
And then we know that people discuss how your match is going to go, right? To the point that sometimes they over discuss it and they end up shitting the bed anyway. So it's not only knowing like your movesets, it's also being able to adjust in the ring. That means you have to learn how to work in the ring, how to communicate in the ring, and work on the fly because shit happens.
Even outside of working on the fly in case you mess up a move or whatever, what makes it even easier, you interact with the crowd.
Right.
That is the key to pretty much this entire business. They're the ones buying your merch. They're the ones getting your autograph. They're the ones following you on social media. They're the ones talking about you to their friends and co-workers to come see. They're the ones buying the tickets. They are the core of why we do what we do. So when you eliminate the core, things will go wrong. 9 times out of 10. When you look back in the golden era, the attitude era, you see crowd interaction. Crowd interaction, you're milking your clock, you're milking the time. See, we look at today's product, and it's like, damn, these guys and girls are flying off the wall 60 seconds into the match. It's losing its spark, its excitement, because now everybody can dive. 300, 400-pound guys flying through the air. Everybody's a superhero now. No one feels pain until 30 minutes into a match, if your match is that long. And it's like, this is where a lot of careers are shortened. How many of these people that do this kind of style of wrestling, that they're injured a lot? They don't seem to want to go back to the old school day where it was like, all right, so, I'm going to work your arm, or I'm going to work your leg. Or Bret Hart was, or is, because he's still around, he is considered the excellence of execution. That was one of his monikers. He was the hitman. He targeted everything. Even if his finish ended with him bending your legs backwards in a sharpshooter.
So this is...
He targeted whatever it was that was being worked on. For someone like him, 9 times out of 10, he's going to work your legs because the finish is what we're working towards.
Right.
It's the finish. So if your move or move set or whatever you want to call it has to do with, a submission of some kind, wouldn't it be smart to start weakening that body part throughout the match? So that when you put your signature move on, whatever it is, it can actually be effective.
Okay, so okay. Understand that you're not in there by yourself.
Right.
So this was something that we spoke about, that, many times, people are thinking about their own moveset. Oh, what is it that you do? But they want to get their shit in and forget that you're working as a team to put on this performance, right? So that is what leads into the whole having communication. And then understanding within that match, then you also have to interact with the crowd. All this stuff, it's just a formula. We're not calling it. You can't call it a moveset.
No, but it's a formula that most of it is being removed in a whole. So now I guess we can lead right into the shoot straight. I think we're touching on it as we speak anyway. Mm-hmm. Majority of today's wrestler, they don't believe in the idea of chain wrestling. They don't believe in the idea of working a body part. Very, very rarely you still see them do the rest hold. But in reality, we call it a rest hold, but you're still working. You may be giving each other a chance to catch a breather or whatever you want to call it, rest hold, but you're still working. You're not laying there dead. You're working. The whole idea of the match is to win.
It's the look on your face,
so,
the sounds you're making, all that good stuff.
Right. But a lot of guys and a lot of girls today, they will tell you, I don't chain. I don't chain. I
think for them, because they look at it, when a lot of the wrestlers today, I don't think were wrestling fans. And we've talked about this too, where it's like there's a difference between, mainstream fans and wrestling fans.
So right now we're talking about the wrestlers, right? We're talking about the workers.
Right.
So,
but that's what I'm getting to. Let me get to my point, is that they didn't watch wrestling to get technique. Like, you look at Brett and you go, he's a technician, and you took from him what you saw him executing. Not the flash, not the fucking sunglasses, not the pink fucking gear.
I like the pink and black. I'm just saying.
But you watch wrestling as a student. And that's the problem. A lot of them are not watching wrestling as students. They're watching at the glitz and glam and what everybody's cheering. Oh, I want to jump off the top rope. Or I want to do a flip. Or I want to do this. And not thinking and looking as a student what makes sense to work in the ring.
So at that point, who's at fault here?
The trainer.
Is it the trainer? Is
the
it
trainer.
Hold on. Wait, but we got to look at it from a broader perspective. Right? Even though we're in the shoot straight portion, who and what are we shooting straight on?
Okay.
Are we shooting on the industry? Because it has changed over the years. It's gone from the big, muscular, slow giants to the superheroes of today. Is it the industry that is at fault? Because remember, everything that we see on TV is like kids. Right? They emulate what they see on TV because it works on TV. But it doesn't always work the same way on the indies because you don't have 4 or 5 different camera angles catching these spots. Okay? Is it the trainer? Are they just wanting to get a quick tuition money from them and send them on their way?
Okay, I take back my answer.
Is it the student? Because if, and we said this the last 2 videos, if you really want this shit, the idea would be, let me study this from the entertainment side, from the technique side, the technical side. Let me study this so that I can be as well-rounded as possible.
That's why I say I take back my answer. Because I believe that everybody is responsible for their own action or inaction.
So the industry is the standard, right? It's the curriculum that everyone
the trainers
emulates.
And the teachers.
Right. So, and then the students are following suit.
Right, but then you have students like Casey, our daughter, who goes above and beyond, she's in 6th grade and she's doing 8th grade and high school work already because she set her mind to surpass the bar that was set for her. And this is coming from an 11-year-old. Now you have these adults that, or I would say young adults, because a lot of them are like 18, 19, trying to break into the business, and some even a little younger, who have to push past that bar, So it's like, where did wrestling stem from? Like, do you know that it was carnivals, like carnies?
Even before the carnival days.
Okay.
We got to go back to the Romans.
So, right. So you have
It is one of the oldest.
So you got to go back
sports.
to history to that. And this is a great moment to say it's part of your responsibility to look back at history and study the greats. When you hear the greats, same thing like basketball. You hear greats. First person that comes to mind when you hear greats in basketball.
The only two that matter. Well, no, I'm just playing. Number 23 and number 8/24. That's my generation.
Okay, so your mind initially goes there. So as a basketball player and somebody getting into basketball, you want to see where the greats start. What is it that they did? It should be the same thing for wrestling. Who were the greats? Who are people that everyone would say brought wrestling
Listen,
up?
I'll tell you one thing. When I started trading, everybody had the same exact answer. Some of us still use that same answer. What's the greatest wrestling match of all time? Everybody, when I was coming up, they all said WrestleMania 3, Savage, Steamboat. Google it, watch it.
I was about to say, half the people now and then don't even know who these people are.
Listen,
and
a lot of that match was simple arm drags, drop kicks, working the crowd.
That's when they say less is more, but they don't understand the concept less is more. It's not less wrestling is more.
Right, but this...
It's less the showboaty stuff and more wrestling stuff.
Yeah, but again, when you look at today, what is being shown to the masses today? It is the high octane, high fat, the fast pace type of stuff where it's like everybody wants to do that. Everybody wants to fly. There's no psychology no more. And this is now coming from somebody...
That's the word.
Right. This is coming from somebody who watches the documentaries, the behind the scenes, the podcasts of some of these Hall of Famers where, for example, Deadman, he's made it clear a bunch of times where if you do a certain set of moves in your first match, great. The crowd is going to want to see something else next time. Now you have to outdo your last match. Now you have to add a twist to it, add a flip to it, add 2 more flips to it. And before you know it, you're in the hospital recovering from an injury, rehabbing an injury, out for months, losing time and money. So I think the professionalism part of this is for the upcoming, the students, those who are still training, or those of us who've been around, who may have kind of let this go.
We never stop training. You never stop learning.
Yeah, but let's keep it a buck and let's keep it unfiltered. There's a lot of us who feel like we know is all we need to know, and we don't train no more. Some of us don't have the financial means. Some of us don't have the time to be in a ring like the young guys and girls are still training. So that's that. So the professional part of this would be, I don't know what Charlie put something in that, that Dr. Pepper. So.
I'm actually the one who served you. I'm just saying.
My chest burning. Anyway, the professionalism part of this would be more of, as the student, as the worker, whether you graduated from your school or not, you should be studying the craft of the sport you are in to get better, right? Mm-hmm. Study your opponent. If you know you're booked and the booker shows you who it is you're booked against, they put the match card and all that other good stuff out. It is your job to YouTube your opponent. Study them. Study what they do. Study how they do it. I wouldn't even ask why you do it, because honestly, again, because of how the industry has changed so much, if you ask somebody, why do you do this kind of move? Why do you do it here? Why do you do it like this? 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get a decent answer. People just want to do moves. That's what it's come down to today. There's no ring psychology.
That's what I was saying before.
There's no ring psychology. There's no ring awareness, because some of these spots that you guys do, or that we've seen, or that we ourselves have done, we forget, oh shit, we're not in the best position to perform this move. Mm-hmm. So it can go from something as small as, oh man, we missed it and it looks shitty, or something as major as we just injured this person, or we injured ourselves in the process. So all of this all ties into professionalism. As a pro, you should be aware of your surroundings, right? You should be aware of who your opponent is, what their capabilities are.
But also be prepared.
Again, study, right? But study in wrestling is. Study your opponent. Now we understand cards subject to change. Your opponent may change. Fine, but if we all across the board, rookie, veteran, and somewhere in the middle, if we all do what's being mentioned here, which is study film on your opponent, study certain matches from the past, the focus on interacting with the crowd, ring psychology, whatever. If we all did that across the board, it shouldn't matter who you're working. It shouldn't. Oh, I've never worked this person before. That's fine. They know how to do the same stuff you know how to do. They may do it a little different. They may add a little, what Rocky Johnson used to say, a little pizzazz to it. But at the end of the day, it's still the same move. It's just done with a little extra flair. And if you feel right, and if you feel a sense of panic because you don't know what to do, the first thing we're told is grab a hold.
Look what happened with my match with Vanessa last time.
Or we can go to the outside, interact with the crowd, regroup, and then when you feel ready, they'll either bring you in, or you go in and you continue on. Now, what happened with you and Vanessa?
You already know.
I don't. I didn't get a chance to see the match.
Moment before it's over. Never mind.
No, you already mentioned it. Say it, because I don't remember it. I don't remember seeing the match.
Such a lying sack of crap.
Sack of crap.
Okay,
PG-13 over here. I got some kind of weird liquor in here. PG-13.
Okay, you're a lying sack of shit.
That's fine. Tell her. Tell the people what happened.
Well, we were going for a spine buster. I was going to give her a spine buster.
Right.
She didn't get all the way up to wrap her legs. You know that we're supposed to lay you down, not you lay yourself down. And she kind of threw herself back a little. So instead of freaking out, I just put her in a lion tamer. I flipped her around and did what I had to do. That's all. There's no bugging out. There's there's your hold.
That's fine.
That was the hold. She flipped herself backwards and I just flipped her around and just held her legs and did what I had to do. Nobody would have known that it was supposed to be a spine buster.
Right.
Especially somebody sitting in the audience. They wouldn't have known that I was supposed to turn her and put her down.
One thing I do want to throw out there. I know it's gonna sound fucked up, but it is what it is. To the female workers, ladies, not all of you, but there is a big majority that telegraph the show. Oh my God. And I don't mean that, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but ladies.
I am not trying to name drop and I so want to. Anyway, go ahead. Don't look at me like that.
Anyway, ladies. And I say ladies because I see it a lot with the ladies. I don't really see the telegraphing too much with the guys. But ladies, if you are arm extended halfway across the ring, obviously the opponent knows clothesline's coming. Whatever you guys worked out, whether to take it, duck it, whatever, that's between you guys. If the crowd knows what you're about to do before you even get to her, it's like you might as well just say it out loud. Hey, duck the line. You might as well just say it because they see it out.
Leg drop.
Leg drop. I mean.
Oh, she's coming. Look, she moved and she still dropped.
Yes, ladies.
She's been gone for 10 minutes.
Telegraphing, timing.
It's like, move, I'm coming.
And then you drop. Listen, if we're going to shoot straight, you've had your moments too, young lady.
Look, I could only talk shit because I've been through shit. I'm not going to sit here and act like, look, I ain't the only one.
No, hell no, you're not. That's what I said. Ladies, there is a lot of telegraphing going on.
I'm talking about you too.
I don't I don't telegraph.
I'm going to look for the match. I'm going to send it to you and you're going to clip it right here and add it. If I find it, you do it.
I telegraph?
You have in the past. If I find a match and I send you the clip, you put it in there.
Fuck yeah! Because I don't remember me ever telegraphing. I'm not saying I don't or I never telegraph. I'm just saying I don't.
I've done it, but I think we all have at one point or another.
Right.
But I'm saying there's some people who do it more often than none.
Right. I focused on the female talent because the females, you guys do it a lot more. Across the board. It don't matter who you are, where you're from.
You know what's the worst?
It's just...
The hip attack. People can see that shit coming from a mile away. You know my first match with Charlie Storm, Francesca? I'm watching the fucking video the other day. My first match ever, so don't give me shit. Her first match ever. And mind you, we went over this match for how many days? Because we were training, right? So I'm looking and I see when I hit the floor, boom. First one she's supposed to miss, I roll out, powder out, right? And then I'm like, everybody sees the second one coming, like the actual hit. And then I look, and then the angle that it shows it, you can clearly see she doesn't make contact. And I'm like,
I mean, it does. Again, we see it on the mainstream. We see it here. Not every hip attack is going to make contact. For those of you who make contact, hey, kudos. For those of you who take it, kudos. I mean, listen. Everybody has done these. What?
Didn't you catch one?
I caught one in Evil Intentions 4 with Sean Scott, his big old goofy ass. Literally. I caught one, he gave me one. But everybody has done just about everything. Everybody throws a super kick now. Everybody dives, does some kind of dive. Everybody does the hip attack now.
We can only talk shit because we've been there. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like with the mistakes and stuff like that. Everybody makes mistakes. This isn't a fucking movie that you can cut. Take 2, take 3. This is live action.
I mean, but
happening.
if you're doing the same shit in your 97th and 127th match,
change up your moveset.
No, you don't have to change the moveset. I mean, you can do it in different positions, portions of time in the match. And
this time, instead of circle, square, X, triangle, you do triangle, circle, X, square. And then maybe you have a different outcome. Look, our kids right now would be like, y'all so goofy. That shit wasn't even funny.
But you're the one laughing. I'm not laughing.
No, not for nothing. They were laughing when we were talking about this shit earlier.
You're right.
Yeah, so they found it funny.
I mean, again, these videos are...
At least we're not talking about 6'7".
These videos are... Some can be entertaining, as we're trying to be. Because the last couple of videos, you know, they were a little more serious and... You know.
Look, this is us.
Yeah, it's unfiltered. You're just enjoying some conversation for at least an hour, maybe less. I don't know. Sometimes
the only time you see us hot is because somebody really had to like cross a line.
Yeah, so like the first 2 or 3 episodes. Again, that's why I said the first 2 or 3 episodes. This one's just more for fun, but. Outside of the laughing and the jokey jokes, I think there is portions of this, you know, this episode where you guys can grasp and say, you know what? I mean, I can see where the industry, you know, has some fault in it. There is a lot where the students have fault in it, because if the trainer is doing their job, and you are choosing to do your own thing, then obviously, it's like they say, you're going into business for yourself. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work out.
You're not allowed to drink soda anymore before these.
Soda?
Dr. Pepper.
I got fucking chest hairs burning out my damn chest right now.
I put nothing in there but Dr. Pepper.
Yep. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, if you are a student who is deciding to do their own thing because, the trainer is teaching us the old school way, the boring way, and it's like, the boring way will save your bumps. It will lengthen your career.
It will lengthen your match.
And lengthen your life, because some of you guys, you wanted to do the most craziest shit, and it's like, why?
For a hot dog and a handshake.
Why? Like, I can understand if you were having a mania moment, but you're wrestling outside, in a parking lot, or in a basketball court, or a gym, in front of maybe 100 people.
I'd rather do the basketball gym.
I mean, like, save your bumps. You don't have to do 90 fucking moves in 10 minutes. Everybody wants to get their shit in to the point where the match is like,
slow down.
Not even the slowing down. It's like, what's the point of the match? All I saw was move,
There's
move,
no
move,
storytelling
move,
anymore.
Reverse, move, finish.
There's no storytelling anymore.
I think one of the reasons why there is little storytelling, at least on the indie level, is because it's independent wrestling. What I mean is what we've said in the past couple of episodes, where it's, and we're mentioning it now, where it's card subject to change because there's less commitment to the bookings that was accepted. So when you no longer commit to the booking you accepted, on the booker's end of things, it's like, damn, I had these ideas to help tell this story with this opponent because I think they would have been the best two to tell it. Now I have to find somebody close enough to put it together. And if that doesn't work out, now it's just, all right, I just got to throw somebody in there to fill this match because this guy...
And that sucks dick.
This guy or girl is now dangling from, do I have a match? Do I drive down? Do I fly down? Or am my match scrapped altogether?
It sucks to be dangling, I'm just saying.
You don't know what you're talking about. You
don't
fucking
you
dangle.
should know what I'm talking about.
I dangle. You
no,
know.
I've dangled. I've dangled with our own company. I've dangled to the point that I didn't even have a match.
Oh, you talking about that? I thought you meant literally. Biologically, you know. Listen, if she dangled, then we got a problem.
If I dangled, we would have kids. Stupid.
Anyway, but yeah, things like that happen, and that kind of throws a wrench into everything. But again, we get it. Sometimes things happen. Life happens.
Listen, if somebody tells you, if a promoter tells you that they want to put you in a storyline,
commit.
Right?
If you commit to it,
and you say, "Okay, that's great. Yes, I'm down to do it. Oh, that sounds fire. Oh yeah, I'm down. Blah 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 blah." Commit to the fucking bookings. Commit to the bookings, especially if it's like once every 3 months. Like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Now, emergencies happen. Emergencies happen. But you plan for these things. And there's some things that they may keep from you and don't tell you until the day of. But understand you're part of that storyline. That's also part of professionalism.
Listen,
Keeping
quick
your word.
story. Quick story. And I mentioned it in a song, and I'll mention it here now. This will be the last portion of the shoot straight part.
I know where you're going.
2024. Hound Dog. We're good now. He knows the story. We know the story. We already hugged it out. But he was heavyweight champ. Michael Kyrane was heavyweight champ. So last May at Grand Supremacy, it was supposed to be a three-way between them two and Bam, who is now Jack Levy. Both titles were on the line. Now, the logistics and scheduling of everything kind of threw everything off because Hound Dog's show was literally the very next day from mine. So, from accepting the booking to then getting hurt in training or in a match, he injured his rib, couldn't breathe, which led to him relinquishing the title. I filled in, and I was trying to use that healer storyline, which is why I'm still champ right now. I'm trying to connect a storyline together, but because of that situation, it was hard to figure out how to put it together. We've had this conversation. The very next day, I drove up to his show, and
After our show.
right after our show, and his rib didn't look too banged up, especially when he's able to jump on me and give me big hugs.
Can we put stuff in perspective if you're going to discuss this?
No, because Mom was there.
I wasn't going to talk about Mom.
Mom was there. Mom, Mom likes to...
Mommed.
Mom likes to check, make sure you ain't bullshitting. But no, long story short, it came off like...
I didn't want to drive all the way the fuck over there because I got a match. I got a show tomorrow that I got to get ready for. We had a show,
right?
And we still made it up there,
right? Which is fine.
So that's the perspective I was talking about,
right? I mean, again, it was what it was.
See, this is what
everything is good now.
Yes, everything is.
We had our kumbaya moment. Obviously, what took place, it wasn't meant to be that way, but it happened.
Right. So perception is reality sometimes.
So, again, professionalism. Commit to your booking. If you're being told, hey, we're going to put you in a storyline with said person or persons, if you already accepted the rate, the terms of the booking, commit to it. You back out of it because you're losing, and that's, you know what, that's the other, that's I knew I was forgetting something. Sorry, Shoot Straight might just end this shit. A lot of you guys work depending on how the match is supposed to end.
Stop fucking asking who's going over before the show.
Don't ask, right, I don't do that. Oh, who's going over? So I know how to react. Say that again? You don't know how to react to being to losing? You need to have a prepped facial expression to failure? That's weird, but it does get said, it does get mentioned.
Makes me think of Chelsea Green.
Why?
In her interview, when she was like, I don't care if you book me all the time to lose. I'm
She's
working.
getting booked, right.
I'm enjoying what I'm doing out there.
But nobody likes to lose.
It's the same conversation I have.
You don't sell tickets, but you don't like to lose either. It's like, who did you lose in front of? Somebody else's fan base. But that's a whole separate topic. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, depending on who's going over, who's going under, tends to be how you work. So if you know that you accepted this booking and you got to travel a distance of whatever, and you're losing, you're not going to put too much emphasis and care into your matches. Anybody who's watching you in person can tell that. People watching the film when it's finally pushed out can tell that. And anybody who just so happens to be scouting from these big companies can tell that. And that's a bad look. That's unprofessional. Because you're not putting forth your all. It shouldn't matter whether you're winning or losing. How you win and how you lose is what they're looking at. So if all of your highlight reels are just you flying across the world and landing and doing all these pretty spots, it's like, okay, we see you in your highs. Show me how you look when you're low. And a lot of you guys are too afraid of that.
Let me see what you look like taking that instead of giving that.
Right. You guys are great when it's success. They want to see you when you fail. They want to see how you grind, how you get back up. But if you're too afraid to show it and show that vulnerability, that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of us are still on this level. Because we haven't committed to being put out there fully and say, you know what? This is me when I win. This is me when I lose. This is my rise. This is my fall. That's how they build and help build the stars of tomorrow. They can't just build a star that just wins all day, whether they're writing it or not. We see it right now in the mainstream where the product is declining because of the lack of character development of the newer stars. We have the same guys and girls pushed into the forefront to where they're overworked, they're running on fumes, they're getting injured, and there's no backup that can really push it forward. The next man up. There's not many. But on the independents, from state to state, there's a shit ton of people that can travel, willing to commit to bookings and storylines, willing to go the extra mile. Because at the end of the day, guys, if you don't hear anything in this 40-plus minute video, everybody is watching. Once that footage is put out into the universe, social media, and it gets shared, it gets liked, it gets reacted to, commented on, you never know who's watching. Scouts are always watching. That's their job. You know how we joked about last episode where everybody's a fucking agent? Guess what? There are scouts out there whose job it is to look, find me the next. I need the next. There's thousands upon thousands of us that have the potential to be the next. But because the lack of commitment, the lack of focus on what the end game is, it holds everybody back. Because remember, it's a partnership. It's a team effort. So if you're working with somebody who you know that isn't putting in their all, that isn't treating each of their matches like their own personal mania, they can see that. And honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why they have looked into other athletes from other sports. Because at least they see the D1 players and the former MMA fighters have a sense of commitment, discipline, and that P word we just talked about, professionalism. That's why they're looking over there and not here, when they should be here, because this is what we want. This is what we say we want. We now have to show it. How do we show it? Your matches, your promos. And those are all resumes. Stop looking at your matches like matches and start looking at it as resumes. Because when you get booked in other companies, what's the first thing they ask for? Send me some match links. They're not asking for highlights. Send me match links. Why? Because they want to see the complete work, not just a snippet. So, is there anything you want to touch on? There's nothing else? Nothing at all? So, again, guys, I'm Danny Cruz.
I'm Chellez Reign.
This is another long, drawn-out episode of WBW Unfiltered. Thank you guys for watching. Dubs up, and we'll see you soon. Or better yet, next week. Oh, real quick. Nah, it's too early. 2026, we'll be back. And, yeah. Things. New chapter. So, WBW Unfiltered, Episode 4, Professionalism Part 3, the finale. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as we did. I'm going to go get some water right now because my chest is burning. I don't know what the fuck was in that Dr. Pepper. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you back next week.